up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right, up, down, left.
Okay, all right. Listen,
right, left,
if you've
right,
ever
left,
had a
up.
stress while shooting videos, you kind of know the struggle. She has an editing computer behind us, right? Remember we used to have that big fold out? The OGs know. And we had it down for a long time. You could see the computer.
Yeah.
And now we just use the green screen 24/7 because it's easier and we don't have to clean.
Yeah.
But when we transfer videos from here to there, they sometimes tear.
Yeah, sometimes they don't, we lose a little bit.
And my brain's quick like a hare. And my back is hairy like a bear. And I'm creepy, I might stare.
Did you say that they tear just so that you could do that?
Yeah.
So anyway, today Anyways, we have to sync the video.
Right.
So sometimes at the beginning of videos, you'll hear me go up, down, left, right, up. Actually, you don't, because I'm a fantastic editor and I cut that shit out.
Also, for like a year and a half, I've been struggling playing videos with the space bar. There's at least 700 videos of me saying play, pressing the space bar, and nothing happens.
No, there's not.
And I think she edits all of them out.
I do.
Leave them in.
No.
That's a hilarious piece of history, I think. Well, anyways, here we are for the best kind of sport in Esports. Before you know it, they're going to be doing sexual favors for starting positions. I was thinking about the sex VR thing, trying to find a way to work that in.
Mm-hmm. And then you tied it into the Tom
Brady
thing.
roast. Yeah, because we watched the Tom Brady roast. The guy made fun of the owner and Brady.
They did that man dirty.
Tom Brady got upset, and it was hilarious.
Tom Brady said, "That's enough.
Okay.
Don't do that shit
Tom.
no more."
No problem. That motherfucker got stiff. Jeff Ross said, "My career's over. I've just died." So here we go. Casually explained. It's gonna be dry, like your mom. Here we go.
Oh my God!
She doesn't moisturize. It's a moisturizing joke.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. That's
this video
another
is brought to you by
thing.
Incogni.
I'm gonna leave that
Making a
part
living
in.
playing your favorite sport has been a dream of youth worldwide for decades, but only recently has the dream of making a living playing your favorite video game become just as viable. And the good news is you don't need special genetics to become an elite gamer.
That's highly deniable, right? Like, I've seen guys that just don't have it. And it's genetics. I mean, it's like, this can't be a brain thing. Brain is fine. They get the rule, but they cannot do it.
I'm going to say that I disagree with that statement because clearly we have superior genetics. Obviously.
My wife is so good at video games. And she thinks I'm kidding. But PV, we're going to watch the video first. I can talk to my wife for
The only thing that can stop you is mandatory military service or a wife and kids. All things any self-respecting gamer would be avoiding anyway. The first true esport was, of course, chess. And because back in 6th century India, they hadn't invented anything for Kramnik to complain about yet, you had to use a physical screen instead of a digital one, and move each piece manually as no one had figured out how to put them into the mouse. After your opponent took their turn, you had to update the position electronically in your brain in order to generate the next move, clearly wasting everyone's time. Noticing this, chess was also the first esport to receive a balance patch when someone during the Renaissance castled their king. While everyone thought this was a bit suspicious, he then showed that he was legit by saying, "en passant," and took someone's pawn illegally. From that point on, everyone was so tempted to make a suboptimal move in order to show that they knew something other people didn't, the balance patch became the new norm.
Dang, those are bangers back to back. First of all, ton of situations where en passant is not viable, but you gotta do it. You gotta just do it. If you got...
Please explain.
In chess, let's go back to the chessboard. So in chess, the pawns can only move straight, right?
Okay.
They can take diagonally.
Yeah, they eat people.
Right?
Diagonally.
I made that probably the worst it could possibly be. Straight, attack diagonal. Straight, attack diagonal.
They're scissoring.
Right. So if they're in front of each other, they cannot attack each other.
Right.
They stare at each other infinitely.
They scissor forever.
So if I move this guy up 2 spaces, and this guy's already here, right? He moved first. He's here. And I want to move him 2 spaces because they can move 2 spaces on the first turn.
Yes.
Right? This is a nothing, right? Then this guy would take this guy. That makes sense? Because this guy moved first, right?
He eats his friend.
White goes first in all things.
Yeah.
So But if this guy's on this square already, right? And then you move 2 spaces up, you're allowed to take diagonally behind the pawn.
What?
And that's called en passant. Which is why it took so much time to explain it, because it's confusing if you don't play chess.
En passant.
Yeah, it's a French term that means pussy whipped. What is it? I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea what it means. But that's the rule. There's a lot of times when you're playing chess where that is a terrible idea.
Right.
And you'll be looking at your board like, this is going to fucking ruin everything.
But like I have to.
And you got to do it.
You have to do it.
And I do it, no seconds pass.
Yeah.
I spend no time.
Yeah.
I watch my eval bar just plummet, and I go, yeah, I know.
Do it for the memes.
You do it for the memes.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
I fully support doing things in games for the memes. It's why, well, it's part of why every time in Mass Effect, I punch that reporter dead in her mouth. Dead in her mouth. And like...
If you know, you know. For real.
I will sacrifice the future conversation option, all of that. I punch her dead in her mouth.
From a renegade, I'll tell you, she deserves it. Do it more. Also, punt that baby. All right, here we go.
Do you want me to leave that one in?
Please.
Okay.
Thanks.
He just failed to play the video with the space bar.
Again.
So now I have to play the video.
Thank you. Thank you, wife.
You're welcome.
Didn't, the balance patch became the new norm. Since chess becoming the first esport, no one invented a new one for about 1400 years, until arcades started to become popular in the late 1970s and everyone started to care about what really mattered. Making money playing video games. And the prize pools have only gone up since then. Back in the early 80s, if you were the best at Donkey Kong, the owner would give you your quarterback and a free milkshake. But if you're the best at your game nowadays, the House of Sod will give you a Lambo. One of the first questions you might ask about becoming an esports pro is how much money can you make? And it's a lot like professional sports. Do you mean how much money can you make, or how much money can you make? The top 100 Dota players have each made over $1 million in prize winnings, and there are roughly 10 million unique players each month. This means if you play Dota about once a month, and you're an American who plays basketball once a year, if you do the math, you're statistically closer to being in the NBA.
Okay.
The way you can tell you've made it as a pro gamer is when people refer to you in person by your gamer tag instead of your name. This is because at one point, the entirety of your consciousness was once put towards the question, who am I? And you discovered an identity that truly resonated with your inner being. OG gamer tags carry weight because they're like domain names. If someone says, oh my god, is that Mango? With just one letter replaced by a number, you might have no idea who they are, but you know it's a flex because it's like saying you own boobies.com. One of the dangers of becoming good at a game, especially early on, is that the single most impactful event that can occur to a competitive game is the developers just fucking changing it. Take the competitive Fortnite scene. At its peak, Epic detested the competitive meta of the game because all the tryhards were actually building forts, making it hard for 6-year-olds to shoot them. So after doing everything they could to prevent this exploit, like putting in a giant sword in planes, Epic finally patched the forts out and put in Ariana Grande, which solved the problem.
That's crazy. But also, we were right.
Oh, yeah.
So, when First Night was first coming out...
Fortnite, not First Night.
When Fortnite was
Fortnite coming out.
When First Night was coming out. Oh my god.
When Fortnite was fork-knifing.
When Fortnite was first coming out.
I'm coming out.
Chavez and I were actually semi-interested in it.
Fucking excited.
Because we had been playing Kill All Zombies. And in Kill All Zombies, you have to obviously like build your little base so that the zombies cannot get in and kill you.
Game.
Fortnite just seemed like a PvP version of that.
Yeah, and it was like $1 game versus like a $60 game. We're going to get big $60 upgrades for that.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
And then like we were watching people play it.
Yeah.
And we were like, where are the forts?
Yeah, where are the forts? Where are the traps? Where are the zombies? There were classes teased. What happened to that?
Like, it was so confusing. But we were right.
Yeah.
There did used to be people when we would talk to people about it, people were just like,
you guys are insane. Like, no, dude, Fortnite's like a battle royale, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But what about the other parts? They were like, there is no other part.
What are you talking about? We were vindication, bro.
Because matchmaking pairs you with evenly ranked players, getting bopped by someone better than you is essentially unavoidable in any competitive games unless you're literally one of the best in the world. For this reason, some people start looking for something supplemental to the game to help their performance, and inevitably exploits are found that ruin the competitive...
Damn! Imagine playing League and doing coke off your mouse. Like, what? Give me a bump. Like,
One second, guys.
Right, like, bro, Charles has terrible allergies. That guy's always sniffing. What is wrong with him?
And give you a huge advantage. In RTS games, it's map hacks. In FPS, it's aimbot. In fighters, it's controller mods. And in Hearthstone, it's mom's credit card. Companies, of course, know that people cheating in their game causes other players to stop playing, so they don't take too kindly to it. But what do companies themselves think about their games becoming esports? A company like Valve thinks, awesome, we'll help fund some tournaments to grow the scene. Pretty much every other company thinks, awesome, we'll help fund some tournaments to grow the scene until it's no longer in shareholder interest and then immediately drop support. And Nintendo says, go fuck yourself. Because of the difficulty of achieving greatness, the question that any young person who enjoys video games asks themselves is, do I have what it takes to be a pro gamer?
No.
And the question every single adult male asks themselves is it too late? Just in general. The problem is, if you're 14, no way you can compete with adults who've been playing for years. But if you're an adult, obviously you can't compete with 14-year-olds who are playing all day. Because of this, we all know there's no way to hurt a guy's feelings faster than saying, you play that game all the time. You must be really good by now. Which is why if you're a girl, there's some hard to swallow pills you have to understand as to why we still haven't got a Lambo or a free milkshake. If it's Counter-Strike or Valorant, it's because of work he's forced to use a trash setup that's ruining his gameplay. If it's StarCraft 1, it's because he plays Terran. If it's StarCraft 2, you need to educate yourself on the Zerg Cabal. If it's League or Dota, he probably has social anxiety when not speaking in Russian, Portuguese, or above 110 decibels. If it's Street Fighter, you need to know that Cammy and Chun-Li are actually very low-tier characters.
Are those?
No need.
Are those? Is that actual art or is this fan art?
No, that's in the game.
I don't think Chun-Li is that thick in game.
That's what the game looks like.
I don't know if that's true.
That's the Cammy outfit with the most clothes on. Her cheeks are out of the other outfit. They played that in tournament.
Why did they make Chun-Li look like a goddamn turkey leg?
Bro, they gave her the stallion legs.
Bro!
Need to fact check this information. If it's bullet chess, it's because fiber internet is actually very commonplace in India. If it's Hearthstone, it's because Jerome Powell won't lower interest rates. If it's Rocket League, not even joking, this game might actually be easier with real cars. Nevertheless, at the end of the day, as we've already established, the best thing you can do for your boyfriend's esports career is to leave him. Just remember, it's not him, it's you. Helping him. If you're the one trying to rise through the ranks, however, just remember that video games are meant to be fun, not a competition, which is my preferred coping mechanism when I enter a tournament and lose to a Korean child. Nevertheless, as someone who's been to a few before, you can always go to a video game tournament just for the experience.
You go to video game tournaments?
Do that.
Come to EVO.
Come to Vegas. But also, as a regular person, do not just go to a video game tournament for funsies.
Don't do that.
First of all, it's mad expensive.
Right.
It's mad expensive.
And then all you do when you're not playing games is spend money.
Yeah.
Because they're just vendors.
There's nothing else for you to do. You can watch other people play video games, but like, if you don't play video games, I don't know how fun that will be for you.
Just pressing the buttons and they will ask you to leave. Hey man, are you done doing whatever you're doing?
Are you using this? No? Okay.
Do you like playing video games by yourself? Because there's going to be 12 people at all times watching.
Yeah. Also, if you're not competitive, right? Like, if not competitive as in like if you're not good at the game, because you can be not good at the game and still play. But like if you're like, oh, I'm just playing to have fun, they will make you cry.
Yeah.
Because they're not playing to have fun. They are playing for validation. They're playing because they don't love themselves unless they win. That's why they're playing.
They want you to touch your controller as least as possible during this interaction.
Oh my God.
Press a button, dead. Bad button. Why did you even think to make one decision?
You idiot. You imbecile. How dare you?
And then when people start going, ooh, 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 to the sounds of your character getting hit, you know you have messed up.
And they will crowd around you. And they will fucking clown you for losing.
They will.
to enjoy not just the show, the competition, the fragrance, but you also get to meet the community in real life instead of just online and see what people are really like.
To be fair, this year, Evo did not smell that bad.
There was one moment when I picked up the tickets
briefly
that I was very concerned about the smell. It smelled like booty and feet.
But we figured out it was because, for whatever reason, they had everyone walk from the the far ass parking lot they didn't tell everybody that there was like a literal free rideshare service that they paid for.
They paid for the service and did not tell anyone.
In 100+ degree weather for like 40 minutes.
So they came straight off a plane, then walked for like literally a mile in Vegas heat, and they were stanking. Yeah. But the day of the tournament, people were taking the rides.
It was fantastic.
It was fine. Yeah.
You may regret this part. At least that's what their body language said to me. If you are thinking of signing up for even a local tournament, just remember that the worst that can happen is they ask for your Xbox Live gamer tag, which you can't risk falling into the hands of your enemies, along with your associated email, old YouTube, DeviantArt, and possibly Snapchat.
Very, very cool. Very nice. I enjoyed it. Esports is the only kind of sports that I watch in my house because I don't have cable.
All we have is Twitch and YouTube.
If you guys ever wanted to play a game professionally, let me know. Me and my wife play Tekken, so if you want to play that, let me know. We're practicing pressing buttons in Guilty Gear, and we're having fun doing that.
I have a great time in Guilty Gear. I kick his ass. It's the only game that I can currently beat him in regularly.
And she's about to leave, and I'm about to practice her character while she's gone, and that's going to be the end of that.
That's messed up.
Fun's over. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.